What is up, Critics? So a few hours after the new event week came out this morning, Rockstar announced the Black Friday discounts on the newswire that will be available starting at approximately 5 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, November 25th, and will last all the way through Monday, November 28th. So plenty of time to get these great Black Friday discounts, and of course I will leave the link to the newswire down below if you'd like to check these out for yourself. Now, unfortunately, I can't visually show the actual discounts at this time because they don't actually come out till Friday the 25th. However, we do have the percentage discounts from Rockstar, and I will calculate them for you guys in this video so you can better plan your purchases this weekend accordingly. And to clarify, these discounts do not replace the existing event week discounts and bonuses, they just add onto them. And also in the newswire, Rockstar talks about the Community Heist Challenge, which is coming to an end for this year. If you guys remember the challenge from a couple years ago where the community hit a grand total of $1 trillion from heists, Rockstar wants us to hit a community total of $2 trillion this time around. And if you complete any heist this week, you will be part of this community challenge and be eligible for a free reward Rockstar is going to give us sometime in December, most likely a DLC item. 2 years ago, the free item was the go-kart. Remember when Gallo Perico came out? So let's see what we get this year. Hopefully it's a new car, maybe a new property. Hopefully it's not just a shirt or something. We'll see. So definitely make sure you complete any heist this week. But anyways, let's get started with those discounts. So starting off with the property discounts, we have 50% off the yachts, as well as the upgrades and renovations for them as well. The yacht is arguably one of the most useless properties in game. It's more of a status symbol and a bit of a troll with the air defense system. Not really all that useful. Next up, we have 50% off the Avenger. I think this thing is absolutely worth it at its base price, especially ever since Rockstar currently let us customize almost any vehicle in there. It's like your own portable custom shop. Plus it has tons of armor, the gun turret weapons. It's just an absolute beast and a great buy in my opinion. But do keep in mind that you do need to own a facility property in order to buy it. Continuing, we have 50% off the casino penthouse decorations, which is quite random. Moving along to the vehicle discounts, we have 40% off the SM722, bringing the price down to about 1.2 million. Now, this was the first drip feed car from the Criminal Enterprises DLC. It is an absolutely beautiful car in my opinion, with an exclusive interior, fantastic customization, and great detail as well. However, it's not all that quick unfortunately, and sits around 40th place in the sports class, but honestly, if you like the way it looks, I think it's still a very nice car to own and cruise around in. Next up, we have 40% off the Toreador XO, bringing the price down to about 1.7 million. Also a Criminal Enterprises DLC car. Pretty good deal there. The Toreador XO is still in top 10 for most tracks and has some great customization, but it does lack a bit in terms of handling in comparison to the other cars at the top of the class, and that's why it doesn't make it to top 5. Moving along, we have 40% off the LM87, bringing the price down to about 1.7 million. This car is in the supercar class and is slightly quicker than the S80RR for track performance. It places itself in top 5 for most tracks and is insanely quick with incredible handling. However, it's still off the pace of the Emirates and Krieger, and of course way off the pace of the HSW superclass vehicles. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 50% off the Alcanos, bringing the normal price down to just under 2.2 million. And the trade price down to about 1.6 million. Now, this plane is currently the largest purchasable aircraft in game, and here you can see a size comparison next to the previous one, which was the Volatile. The Alcanos is just massive, but other than the novelty of it being a large jet, it really isn't anything that special. It can drop the bombs from the bomb bay doors like most of the other larger hangar planes, and that's pretty much it. Moving along, we have 50% off the Toreador, bringing the price down to about 1.8 million. This is my favorite weaponized vehicle in game because of the boost it has, the armor, the submarine function. I think it's just a great overall vehicle to own. Next up, we have 50% off the Scramjet, bringing the price down to about 1.7 million. This is actually my second favorite vehicle with special abilities in game. It's a ton of fun to mess around with the jumping ability, the boost, plus the weapons on top of that. Next up, we have 50% off the Deluxo, bringing the trade price down to just under 1.8 million. This car is honestly not that useful anymore ever since the Oppressor Mark II released, but it's still a really cool car to own with the flying ability, the weapons, and come on, it's the Back to the Future car, right? Moving along, we have 50% off the regular Oppressor, bringing the trade price down to about 1.3 million. Now, the regular Oppressor is a great bike to get around the map, but obviously the Mark II is a lot better in my opinion. And speaking of the Oppressor Mark II, that one is also 50% off, bringing the trade price down to about 1.4 million. So under $1.5 million for the Oppressor Mark II. That is absolutely insane, and the best deal by far for this Black Friday sale. Now, I know the Mark II has a bad reputation for many reasons, but I personally just use it to get around the map and do some free mode missions here and there. If you don't own an Oppressor Mark II, I would highly suggest buying it this week. It is by far the best vehicle to get around the map. And keep in mind that in order to customize the Mark II, you do need to own a Terabyte with the special workshop upgrade and a nightclub to store the Terabyte in. Next up, we have 50% off the Chernobog, bringing the regular price down to about 1.6 million and the trade price down to about 1.2 million. Now, the missiles on this thing are very fast, and it has one of the best lock-ons in terms of distance, but the tracking is still not as good as the Ruiner 2000, plus you need 2 players in order to operate it efficiently. And speaking of the Ruiner 2000, that one is 40% off, bringing the trade price down to just under 2.6 million, which is definitely a much better price, but it's still kind of expensive. Now, this car, of course, has the best missile tracking in game and a jumping ability as well as a parachute. However, this car has no armor and no boost function either. Now, some players argue that the fully loaded Ruiner VIP Work Mission variant with the armor is the reason why they buy this car, and in that case, I guess I can sort of see why that thing is super OP. Plus, it's literally a Knight Rider car, right, which is pretty cool. But do keep in mind that you do need to own a special vehicle warehouse in order to purchase this vehicle. Moving on to Elitas Travel's website, we have 40% off the regular Luxor, bringing the price down to just under $1 million. Kind of pointless to buy this in my opinion, since they always spawn at the airport anyways. Moving along, we have 40% off the Luxor Deluxe, bringing the price down to $6 million, which is still too much money in my opinion. Also, keep in mind that the game doesn't let you fly around with this plane in passive mode, so you'll most likely get shot down if you try to fly it around in free mode. Next up, we have 40% off the Swift helicopter, bringing the price down to $900,000, a pretty decent price for this helicopter. And lastly, we have 40% off the Swift Deluxe, bringing the price down to just under $3.1 million. And this is pretty much the same story as the Luxor Deluxe, still way overpriced in my opinion, and you can't fly it around in passive mode, so yeah. Well, that's all the Black Friday sale discounts. Again, this is only for November 25th through November 28th. If you are playing GTA Online on one of those dates and you don't see the discounts, just restart your game and you will see them appear. If not, just wait a few hours. Definitely let me know in the comments which discounts are catching your eye and what vehicles you plan on buying. But also keep in mind that we do have, again, that DLC coming out in about 3 weeks, so I would only recommend buying useful vehicles that you actually need. Don't just buy stuff because it's a good deal. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. Save your money, and I'll see you in the next one.